learn from Shakespeare, the argument from this speaker in the Shakespearean sonnets is this guy, his buddy, should go have kids because that will make him immortal. Passing on his line and his fame, his genetic line, it'll make him immortal in sense his kids will become him and he'll go on through time. For Thoreau, it's not kids. He didn't even get married. I don't even know if he ever had sex. Some people don't even know if he ever had sex. But he did like a girl. He didn't get her, though. Anyway, for Thoreau, becoming immortal is being a student and an observer and dealing with truth. And there's no fear in immortality. There's no fear in the truth. So his truth isn't this type of, religious truth that's going to bang you over the head, with fear or damnation or a hell. No. This is a sublime, a divine, a providential kind of a truth, a liberating truth, a freeing, immortal truth. It's bright and light. This is a great line here. The oldest Egyptian or Hindu philosopher raised a corner of the veil from the statue of the divinity, and still the trembling robe remains raised, and I gaze upon as fresh a glory as he did, since it was I in him that was then so bold, and it is he in me that now reviews the vision. No dust has settled on that robe. No time has elapsed since that divinity was revealed, that time which we really improve, or which is improvable, is neither past, present, nor future. Wow. I love that image. This image of a statue of divinity. And so we've got a statue of divinity, and there's a robe or a veil over it, like in a, those things where they like unveil, a statue and they pull off the veil, and it's like there's something like that. And according to this metaphor, or this image that Thoreau's putting out here, we've got this statue of divinity. It's veiled or covered over or hidden from the common man's eye. And still, the trembling robe remains. So, philosophers, what do? They are raising the veil from the statue. That's what philosophers do. That's what poets and artists and real visionaries do. They keep raising this veil so we start getting more and more of a picture of what it is, the creation, that's before us, the divinity here. And this is really what life is about, right? This is the truth. This is the immortal truth. Okay, so this is what Thoreau's saying. Now, he's also saying, still, the trembling robe. So it's a trembling robe. It's alive. It's moving. It's vibrating. It's humming. It's alive. The trembling robe remains raised. Kind of like a rubber band, you were to stretch a rubber band, it never, when it shrinks back and you release it, it never goes back to its original state before you had stretched it. It's like you stretch that rubber band, it's now always going to be looser and encompassing more. Well, just like that, so does this robe. You can never bring it down. Once truth is revealed to one human being, that truth is now available to all forever. Truly a liberating concept. And then we get into a pretty interesting thing. Thoreau gets pretty mystical on us here, doesn't he? So, and I gaze upon as fresh a glory as he did. So again, we have this sense of the truth being glorious being awesome, immortal. It's divine. It's sublime. It's ecstatic. He's in a state of ecstasy. Nirvana. Since it was... Okay, so now this is interesting. So, and I gaze upon as fresh a glory as he did, since it was I in him that was then so bold. Okay, so now we have a new adjective here. First off, we've got bold. So there's something about being bold and courageous and daring involved in this process of the truth and discovering the truth. That's interesting, isn't it? Never thought of that, did you? Maybe you did. But the sense of being bold and courageous, there's that phrase from Virgil, fortune favors the brave. And here we have a sense of that. You must be bold to go for the truth. Going for the truth can be hard. It can hurt. It can be challenging, like Thomas Edison, all the failures he had before he found the light bulb, for example. You have to have a real sense of yourself to be able to get into the truth. And isn't that what Walden Pond is all about? This deliberate, a little more deliberation in their choice of their pursuits. To do that is to be bold. Takes some boldness. Now, let's get to what he's talking about here. Thoreau apparently believes that who he truly is, and apparently who all people truly are, is not limited to their body, is not limited to time or space. It's something that is beyond all of that. So when the oldest Egyptian or Hindu philosopher discovered some truth, he was there. And likewise, when he discovers some new truth, this old Egyptian Hindu philosopher is there with him. Now let's just make this even more interesting. When you and I discover some new truth in Thoreau's works, he is here with us, inside of us, gazing out on, he's reading the text with us. And when he wrote this and saw what he saw, we were there in him, seeing that same thing, having that same experience with him then, back in 1840. What a concept. Pretty awesome, wouldn't you say? And likewise, we were also with the Hindu and the Egyptian. And they with us now. There is no past, present, or future. How is this possible, right? What is this that he's talking about? It was I in him that was then so bold, and it is he in me that now reviews the vision. It's interesting. It's almost like, who exactly is having the awareness, this new truth awareness that's coming? Who is actually raising the robe? Is it Thoreau? Is it us? Is it the Hindu Egyptian? Or is it just this thing, this consciousness that is all of who we are? It's a thing that connects to all of us, and it's with us all, it's in us all. And it's our truth. And that truth we all share. Perhaps that could be true. I think it is. But you have to decide for yourself what you think. This is what Thoreau is saying. It appears to me, based on deductive reasoning, Thoreau would agree with what I'm saying. I'm also reminded of, in Socrates and Plato, one of the theories of Socrates was that there was actually no learning. No man learned anything. They merely remembered what they already knew but forgot. So you don't, like when you're a kid in high school, You don't learn geometry. You are remembering geometry. That's what Socrates believed.